everyone, my name is Morganite. Welcome to my Upon Completion series. This series is where I reflect on games that I've completed once I've had some time to sit down and think about them. So this week we're going to take a look at We Were Here. In this case, We Were Here was originally streamed on Twitch with my fellow streamer KDX or KD Xanatos, and links for his page are in the description below. So as such, the footage will have some of my streaming overlays, so I do apologize for that. I'm going to start tweaking that in future streams so it's not as obvious. Anyway, We Were Here was developed by Total Mayhem Games and was released in February of 2017, so it's a fairly recent game. This game is remote play only, so sorry to disappoint those looking for something that's couch co-op friendly. Each player picks a job, either the explorer or the librarian. So in my playthrough, KDX was the librarian and I played as the explorer, so all the visuals you'll be seeing are from the explorer perspective. The basic setup is that you and your friend are lost in the snow somewhere, although there were 4 of you initially, but the other 2 wander off to abandon you to the elements. Crummy friends aside, you find a weird mansion or castle thing in the middle of nowhere, and you wander inside to get out of the cold and are promptly knocked unconscious by a shadow figure. So you wake up in separate rooms with walkie-talkies, and you must help each other to solve puzzles in order to escape. The environmental interactions often reminded us of Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. That was something that we were constantly saying while we were playing, as did the level of humorous frustration that eventually steeped into our gameplay. Visually, while I didn't like the 2D illustrations that pepper the beginning and the end of the game, the actual game is a simple 3D style that works perfectly for what this game is. It's not super flashy, and it's the simplification helps so that you're not completely overwhelmed in the escape room simulation, so you're not poking every who's it and what's it that's in the room. It's pretty easy to figure out what's important. So the game requires you to rely on your partner, and that in turn affects how easy the puzzles are to solve and how quickly you progress through the game. You and your partner are required to find common ground and develop your own shorthand in order to communicate effectively. So some of the puzzles are timed, which adds an extra layer of tension. And it took us about an hour and a half to beat the game, with half the puzzles going by very quickly and the other half giving us a little bit of trouble. In particular, we struggled with the chess puzzle due to the time limit where I slowly froze to death until we could get the door open. Now, I'm not a chess player, so when KDX started rattling off board codes like E5 and, you know, knight to E5, whatever it was, I had absolutely zero idea what he was talking about. So that took a bit of finagling until we could decide on how to communicate.
E2 to E4.
I don't know how chessboards are laid out, man!
Okay, so... hold on.
God, I'm dead. I'm dead. We're dead. And needless to say, I died on my first attempt. So I don't want to say too much else here because I don't want to spoil too many of the puzzles or the solutions to them, but this is a fun game. It certainly has some problems with janky controls and very laughable character models when you finally see them. And there is something staunchly unpolished about the game as a whole. However, this is a fun game to play with a friend and doesn't take too much time to beat. The puzzles escalate in difficulty as you go, but the most frustrating and enjoyable part of it is human error, and all the times you end up yelling back and forth at your friend or talking over each other, and that causes even more frustration. The game is also free, so even with its flaws, I'd say We Were Here is definitely worth some time to do at least one playthrough. There isn't a whole lot of replay value since once you play through it, even if you swap to the other job, you'll still know how to solve the puzzles. And do note that Total Mayhem Games has recently released a sequel to We Were Here, and it's called We Were Here 2, T-O-O, and not the number 2, just FYI. Unlike the first one, the sequel is paid, and full price is $9.99 in Steam. I haven't had a chance to try it out yet, but I'm planning on doing so at some point in the future after I've worked through some of my current gaming backlog. I have a lot of games, guys. If you are the type of person who loves testing friendships, a la Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, and if the idea of escaping a creepy mansion from the safety and comfort of your own home sounds like a good time, then there is no reason to not give this game a try. Like, go try it out, guys. Well, that's it for this video. If you'd like to keep up with updates, links to my Facebook and Twitter are in the description below, as well as my Twitch channel for anybody interested in catching the live streams of the games that I'll be featuring in the series. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you again on the next Upon Completion.